Hey guys, so this year has been a really roller coaster ride of a year for everybody, especially the entertainment industry. Basically, everything has been moved around so many times, it's really hard to make a list like this, but based on current information, these movies are set to be released in 2021. So I thought I'd just go over the movies that a lot of them were meant to come out this year but are coming out next year and what I'm excited about. But really quickly, before we go into that, if you want to see more movie reviews, I should say, trailer reactions, just general movie nerd talk, please help me out and subscribe. It's my New Year's resolution to try to grow my channel. And my other New Year's resolution is to stop buying coffee out because I actually calculated how much I spent this year on coffee and it was a few $1,000s, which is frankly terrifying. But anyway, so number one is, well, let's do honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, The Suicide Squad. So I'm quite excited for this movie, but honestly, it wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted the Joker, I wanted Harley, I wanted them together, okay? I'm a huge Joker, Harley nerd, and I really wanted to see the movie that they had set up, apparently, where they were going to have their own movie, and that didn't happen. And I think after that, I just got annoyed at this whole franchise. But going on from that, Snyder Cut's Justice League. So I am quite excited for the Snyder Cut because we are going to see the Joker in this. And just in general, I really want to see this movie through Zack Snyder's perspective and see what he originally planned to do with it. I really would love if they had some more of Lex Luthor, because I know this isn't a popular opinion, but I really like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, and I really would like to see him and the Joker teaming up together to try to take down the heroes. Like, how amazing would that be? I feel like with Lex Luthor's antisocial, really awkward personality and Joker's just in-your-face craziness, they would just be so hilarious on screen together. But yeah, I doubt that will happen. So going into my official list, this is in no particular order. Number 10 is Peter Rabbit 2. Yeah, I know a few of you are probably rolling your eyes right now, but look, I really enjoyed the first Peter Rabbit movie. I thought that Domhnall Gleeson played a really funny character. I really liked the mix of the live action and the CGI. I thought it was done really well. I thought it was quite a visually beautiful movie, the way the location it was shot in England. It was all just really a lot better than I expected from a kids movie about Peter Rabbit. So yeah, I'm excited for that movie, even if I'm the only one. Number 9 is Morbius. So Morbius is a vampire movie starring Jared Leto, for those of you that don't know. So, not to go too far down this rabbit hole, but a few people were saying how Leto, he got his whole Joker character cut because of his behaviour on set. But if his behaviour on set was so bad, why is he still getting amazing movies like Morbius? So it makes you think, why did they really cut him out in the beginning? My opinion is probably the fact that he was portraying toxic masculinity or something like that, because he was beating up Harley, which of course is horrible. Like, I'm not advocating for that at all, but it's the Joker and Harley. Like, what do you expect? Seriously? Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to go too far down that rabbit hole, but it is good to see that he is still getting roles, because I think Jared Leto is a great actor. I just watched him last night, actually, in a movie, American Psycho, which I haven't seen that movie before, and frankly, it sort of terrified me. But yeah, it was a really good movie. So, number 8, Godzilla vs. Kong. So Godzilla vs. Kong is a movie I'm quite excited about, and I am determined to see it on the big screen, because here in Australia, I'm pretty sure it's going to come out in the theatres, not just on, I think it's HBO Max that's coming out on. It's definitely a movie you have to see on the big screen. I was a huge fan of the first Godzilla movie. I thought they did a really good job with it. I wasn't that big a fan of the King Kong movie, but I'm still excited to see them fighting each other. Like, it's Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, it's gonna be exactly what you expect. A monster movie, it's gonna be cheesy, but it's gonna be pretty good, I think. So number 7, Spiral from the Book of Saw. Honestly, I've got to admit, I haven't really seen the Saw movies apart from number 1 and 2 when I was a teenager when they first came out. But I am excited for the reboot to see what they do with it. So number 6 is Cruella. So I don't really know a lot about Cruella except the fact that, what's her name? Emma Stone, I think, is playing Cruella. But I just really think that there's a lot to do in this storyline that they haven't really done before. I was watching a TV show, how do you say shoe? TV show Once Upon a Time not long ago. And for those of you that haven't seen it, they sort of take fairy tales and twist them a little bit, like give that, I guess, a darker perspective of them. I don't know, it's hard to describe it. Anyway, so in Once Upon a Time, they had a storyline with Cruella, and it got me thinking what they could do if they had her in a movie, and now it's happening, so that's pretty cool, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it. So, number 5, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So the first 2 Conjuring movies are probably some of my favourite horror movies. I remember the first Conjuring movie I saw in America. I was working over there as a camp counselor, and I went and saw it with some of my other counselors, and the girl sitting next to me actually started crying. And I thought it was hilarious because she was like this sort of tough girl, I guess, and I'm definitely not. And I was like just having a blast, and she was crying, and it's just funny how horror movies can do that to different people, you know. But yeah, The Conjuring, I just really have always thought it was an exceptionally well-made movie. I wouldn't say the spin-offs like the Annabelle movie are that great, but yeah, I'm excited for the number 3. So Ghostbusters Afterlife is number 4. I love the original Ghostbusters movie. I'm not really a big fan of the female Ghostbusters. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I just didn't think it was a very well-made movie, let's just say that. But I'm really excited for the reboot. Number 3, Candyman. So Candyman, I love the original movie. I think it's a cult classic. It is a really good horror movie. And I think the reboot looks like it actually could be maybe even on the same level or better. And that's something that doesn't really typically happen in horror movies. Number 2, Halloween Kills. So honestly, the first Halloween movie, it was a bit of a disappointment, the reboot, I've got to say. But still, I just love the whole franchise so much that I'm still really excited for it, and I'm hoping that it picks up a bit where the first movie sort of let us down. So, number 1, Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter is a movie that is coming out in January based on a video game, and I actually just had a friend tell me tonight that her husband, who had played the game, said that it was like based in medieval times in the game, and it was about monsters and like Game of Thrones sort of, I guess. And they turned it into like a generic army movie, and that had him upset. And I sort of get that, like medieval monsters, that sounds amazing. I wanted that movie, not a typical army movie like we've seen a million times. But either way, like my list already has a few monster movies on it, so you can tell I'm quite a big fan of that genre, so I'm still excited for this movie. So let me know in the comments down below what your most anticipated movies of 2021 are. And please help me out, comment, like, yada yada, you know the drill. Thanks guys.